G'day, it's fugitive Australian journalist Shane Delling from the website kangaroocourtofaustralia.com. Now, a couple of days ago, I published an article in relation to Peter Dutton and corruption allegations against him, which I believe will end his political career. And we're about to have a look at Peter Dutton's response and also then the response by Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and the current Minister for Home Affairs, Claire O'Neill. But you can read the article I published a couple of days ago and it'll outline the concerns I had. And one of the key allegations against Peter Dutton is the fact that he was warned that a certain person was under investigation by the federal police for corruption. Now, the acting police commissioner in 2018 warned him about that. Then only a month later, the Department of Home Affairs went and signed another multi-million-dollar contract with that person. So let's have a listen to Peter Dutton's response yesterday, Monday the 31st of July 2023, in relation to that allegation.
The conduct of the Minister. Obviously the Department is advised of these matters, or the AFP, ASIO, ASIS will share intelligence with departments. But as Minister, I had no involvement whatsoever in relation to the contract negotiations, the execution of the agreements, and that's true for all of the predecessors back to 2012. But what I do know is that the procurement arrangements that operated when I was Minister are the same as operated when Brendan O'Connor was Minister, when Tony Burke was Minister. And if that's the case, then refer the whole period. And I have nothing to hide in relation to the matter.
Regardless of... Dutton, can I clarify that you have no memory of receiving that briefing? And are you concerned that the department still went ahead with giving contracts to Mizamul Bojani's companies, even despite knowing he was being investigated for alleged bribery?
Well, put the questions to the department in relation to their conduct, but the advice that I've got is that there's no record in my office of having received a briefing in relation to the matter. The AFP says in their question or their answer to the question on notice that they don't have any detail of what was provided to me. And that's the facts as I know them.
Do you just have no memory of it? Do you have no
not at all, no.
Yeah, Peter Dutton was ducking and weaving for almost a week, refusing to respond. He was on holidays, but he could have responded a few days ago at least. But he was waiting to respond and work out what lies he was going to tell, and basically he said he knows nothing. Now, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has set up an inquiry. Let's have a listen to what he has to say, and also the current Minister for Home Affairs, Claire O'Neill.
Have been raised. We are acting quickly and decisively, and it is appropriate that an independent, eminent reviewer have a look at what has occurred, that departmental officials be obligated to cooperate if instructed to do so, and the ministers and people at the time, including the Leader of the Opposition, cooperate with an inquiry. Today we have announced that we will appoint Mr Dennis Richardson AC, a former Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Department of Defence and Director General of Security. Someone I think is one of Australia's preeminent public servants, to have a full look and a thorough examination of this. The review will consider governance practices and these allegations in the wider context of serious issues that have emerged over this time. In particular, it will consider any integrity concerns about contracting arrangements regarding regional processing, whether public or otherwise, as well as the department's governance arrangements, not just to look at what's happened in the past, but to make sure that appropriate mechanisms are put in place in the future. I ask the Minister for Home Affairs to add to the answer.
Thank you, Speaker, and could I acknowledge the member for Goldstein's long-standing advocacy around integrity of government, and it's a passion that's very much shared by those of us on this side of the chamber. You saw one of the first actions of our government was to legislate for a National Anti-Corruption Commission, and you're a key advocate in that, so I just want to acknowledge that. The Prime Minister has covered quite comprehensively, I think, the response of the government here, but if I can fill in a few details. So the Parliament is aware there are very concerning allegations on the public record with regard to the management of offshore processing. The government is deeply concerned about those. As soon as these matters were raised, I asked the Home Affairs Department to look thoroughly at the current regional processing arrangements to ensure that they are legal and appropriate, and I've received that assurance from my department. In terms of the historic allegations, it is absolutely clear that these warrant further investigation. They're serious allegations and there is serious money involved, and no one is going to get to the bottom of this like Dennis Richardson is. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not happy with either Peter Dutton's response or the Prime Minister's response or Claire O'Neill's response. And if you read that article I wrote a couple of days ago, you can work out why. I'll have more to say about that in the near future, but I want to put their responses on the record on the YouTube channel. I'll do a follow-up article and a follow-up video in the next few days. And Kangaroo Court of Australia is 100% crowdfunded by viewers like yourself. And I currently have 289 patrons donating $1,778 a month. And I really need to double it to become financially viable, so please support that. You can donate any amount, $3, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50, whatever suits your budget. So, and the link for the Patreon button will be below the video on YouTube and also on my website. And please share this video on Facebook and Twitter, etc. Thank you for your time and have a good day.